Anthony Stephen Fauci is an American physician-scientist and immunologist who serves as the director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and the chief medical advisor to the president. As a physician with the National Institutes of Health, Fauci has served the American public health sector in various capacities for more than 50 years, and has acted as an advisor to every U.S. president since Ronald Reagan. He became director of the NIAID in 1984 and has made contributions to HIV, AIDS research and other immunodeficiency diseases, both as a research scientist and as the head of the NIAID. From 1983 to 2002, Fauci was one of the world's most frequently cited scientists across all scientific journals. In 2008, President George W. Bush awarded Fauci the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the United States, for his work on the AIDS relief program PEPFAR. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Fauci was one of the lead members of President Donald Trump's White House Coronavirus Task Force. In the early stages of the pandemic, The New Yorker and the New York Times described Fauci as one of the most trusted medical figures in the United States. Currently, Fauci is the chief medical advisor to President Joe Biden, officially appointed in 2021. Anthony Fauci was born on December 24, 1940, in Brooklyn, New York, to Eugenia Lillian and Stephen A. Fauci. Fauci's father was a Columbia University-educated pharmacist who owned his own pharmacy. Fauci's mother and sister Denise worked the pharmacy's register, and Fauci delivered prescriptions. The pharmacy was located in the Dyker Heights section of Brooklyn, directly beneath the family apartment, previously in the Bensonhurst neighborhood. Fauci's grandparents immigrated to the United States from Italy in the late 19th century. His paternal grandparents, Antonino Fauci and Calleja Gardino, were from Sciacca, and his maternal grandparents were from Naples. His maternal grandmother Raffaella Trematera was a seamstress, and his maternal grandfather Giovanni Abbes was a Swiss-born artist noted for his landscape and portrait painting, magazine illustrations in Italy, as well as graphic design for commercial labels, including olive oil cans. Fauci grew up Catholic, but now considers himself a humanist, stating that he thinks that there are a lot of things about organized religion that are unfortunate, and to like to stay away from it. Fauci attended Regis High School, a private Jesuit school in Manhattan's Upper East Side, where he captained the school's basketball team despite standing only 5 feet 7 in. After completing his medical residency in 1968, Fauci joined the National Institutes of Health. He became head of the LCI's clinical physiology section in 1974. And in 1980 was appointed chief of the NIAID's Laboratory of Immunoregulation. In 1984, he became director of the NIAID, a position he still holds. Fauci has been offered the position of director of the NI several times, but has declined each time. Fauci has been at the forefront of U.S. efforts to contend with viral diseases like HIV, AIDS, SARS, the swine flu, MERS, Ebola, and COVID-19. He played a significant role in the early 2000s in creating the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS relief and in driving development of biodefense drugs and vaccines following the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Fauci has been a visiting professor at many medical centers and has received numerous honorary doctorates from universities in the US and abroad. Fauci has made important scientific observations that contributed to the understanding of the regulation of the human immune response and is recognized for delineating the mechanisms whereby immunosuppressive agents adapt to that response. He developed therapies for formerly fatal diseases such as polyarteritis nodosa, granulomatosis with polyangiitis, and lymphomatoid granulomatosis. In a 1985 Stanford University Arthritis Center survey, members of the American Rheumatism Association ranked Fauci's work on the treatment of polyarteritis nodosa and granulomatosis with polyangiitis as one of the most important advances in patient management in rheumatology over the previous 20 years. Fauci has contributed to the understanding of how HIV destroys the body's natural defense system. Progressing to AIDS, he has outlined the mechanisms of induction of HIV expression by endogenous cytokines. Fauci has worked to develop strategies for the therapy and immune reconstitution of patients with the disease, as well as for a vaccine to prevent HIV infection. His current research is concentrated on identifying the nature of the immunopathogenic mechanisms of HIV infection and the scope of the body's immune responses to HIV. In 2003, the Institute for Scientific Information stated that from 1983 to 2002, Fauci was the 13th most cited scientist among the 2.5 to 3.0 million authors in all disciplines throughout the world who published articles in scientific